Hello, and thanks for purchasing the LDG Electronics AT200 PRO 200-watt automatic antenna tuner. The AT200 PRO is one of LDG's most feature-packed tuners, so this video series will help you get the most out of everything the AT200 PRO has to offer. Before we show you how to install the AT200 PRO, let's take a brief tour of its features. The AT200 PRO front panel features bar graph displays that show power and SWR levels, as well as report the operating status of the AT200 PRO. 8 front panel buttons allow you to control the functions of the AT200 PRO. A power LED indicates that the AT200 PRO is active. On the rear panel, the TX-SO239 connects to your radio, and there are 2 antenna jacks. The AT200 PRO has a built-in 2-port antenna switch. Here's the DC input jack, and this jack provides integration with Icom and Yaesu radios. Next, we'll take a look at how to install the AT200 PRO. Installation is quick and easy. First, turn off your radio. Next, connect a coaxial cable from the antenna jack of the radio to the TX jack on the AT200 PRO. If your radio has more than one antenna jack, connect the cable to the antenna 1 jack. Connect your primary antenna's coax feed line to the antenna 1 jack on the back of the AT200 PRO. If you have a second antenna, you may connect its feed line coax to the antenna 2 jack. LDG recommends that you also connect your AT200 PRO to station ground, using the wing nut marked ground shown here. Connect the supplied DC coax plug to the DC power jack, and connect to a 12-volt DC supply. The center pin is positive. We'll show you how to hook up the Icom and Yaesu cables in a later video in this series. We're now ready to begin using the AT200 PRO. Turn on your radio and push the power button on the AT200 PRO to turn it on. Press the antenna button to make sure you are transmitting on the desired antenna port. The LED display points to the selected antenna. Next, press the function button followed by the C down or auto button to make sure that the tuner is in full automatic mode. The LEDs will blink in the center to indicate full auto. If not, you can press Func and C down again. Now that the tuner is in full automatic mode and the desired antenna is selected, simply transmit. And if the SWR is too high, the AT200 PRO will automatically begin tuning. On sideband and AM modes, keep talking while tuning. Continue transmitting until the tuning cycle is done. The LEDs will cycle to the middle to indicate a match. The first time you tune on a particular frequency, it may take a few seconds to find a good match. After that, however, the next time you tune on that same frequency, the AT200 PRO will recall the tuning settings from memory instantly. That covers the basic installation and operation of the AT200 PRO. Stay tuned for advanced operations and interfacing to Icom and Yaesu radios. Hello, and thanks for purchasing the LDG Electronics AT200 PRO. The AT200 PRO is one of LDG's most feature-packed tuners. In part 1 of this video series, we looked at installation and basic operation of the AT200 PRO. In part 2, we'll go over some of the more advanced operations. As you recall from the first video, fully automatic tuning is very simple. Just transmit and the AT200 PRO tunes. There are times when you may not want this behavior. To switch to semi-automatic mode, press the function key and C down, or auto. the LEDs will flash in the outer corners of the display to indicate semi-automatic mode. Now, tuning will not occur unless specifically requested. To force a full tuning cycle, press and hold the Tune button for more than 2.5 seconds while transmitting a carrier. The LEDs will cycle to the middle. Keep transmitting until the tuning cycle is complete. To request a tune from memory, press and hold the Tune button for 1 second while transmitting a carrier. Keep transmitting until the tuning cycle completes. You can see that for a memory tune, recall from memory is almost instantaneous. Note that when initiating a memory tune, if no match is found in memory, a full tuning cycle starts. To compare the performance of your antenna with and without the AT200 PRO's match, press the Tune button momentarily to enter bypass mode. Press the Tune button momentarily again to return to active mode. In fully automatic mode, the AT200 PRO automatically begins tuning when the SWR exceeds a certain threshold. This threshold is user settable. To set the SWR tuning threshold, press Func and L down or thresh repeatedly until the desired threshold is shown on the display. In this example, the AT200 PRO will now begin tuning anytime the SWR exceeds 2.0 to 1. While transmitting, the upper bar graph display shows the RF power. By default, average power is displayed.
CQ contest, CQ contest.
To toggle between average and peak, press Function and then C up or peak. The following LED display indicates peak mode is selected. Now when you transmit, a peak indicator shows the peak power.
CQ, CQ.
Press and then C up again to return to average mode. Average mode is useful in modes like CW or digital. Did you know that you can select 2 different scales for the RF watt meter on the AT200 PRO? If you know you will be transmitting less than 25 watts, press the Function button and then L up or scale to toggle the watt meter scale. On the low power setting, the watt meter now reads 0 to 25 watts. Press Function and scale again to return to the 250 watt scale. In rare cases, it may be desired to manually touch up the AT200 PRO's tuning match. To do so, press the C up, C down, L up, or L down buttons to increase or decrease capacitance and inductance. Holding any of these buttons will cause it to repeat quickly. If the relays are adjusted manually while transmitting, the power and SWR are displayed instead of the relay values. The AT200 PRO automatically chooses whether to match for high impedance or low impedance antennas. To make this choice manually, press the Function key and then the Antenna or High-Low Z button to toggle between high and low impedance settings. When you are satisfied with all of your manual settings, press Function and then Tune or Store to store the settings in a memory associated with the current frequency. This concludes Part 2 of the AT200 PRO video series. Stay tuned for the third and final part on using the Icom and Yaesu radio interface cables. Hello, and thanks for purchasing the LDG Electronics AT200 PRO 200-watt automatic antenna tuner. We've already shown you installation, basic, and advanced operations with the AT200 PRO. In this final video in this series, we look at using the AT200 PRO with Icom and Yaesu radios when using the provided Icom or Yaesu radio interface cables. First, let's look at using the included Icom radio interface cable. The Icom interface cable has a 4-pin connector on the radio end of the cable and splits out into a DC power connector and a control connector on the tuner end of the cable. When using the Icom interface, AT200 PRO is powered directly from the Icom radio. To install the Icom interface cable, first, turn off the radio. Plug the 4-pin connector into the tuner jack on the back of the radio. Next, plug the DC power connector into the jack marked 12-volt DC on the rear of the tuner. Plug the 1/8" stereo plug into the jack marked radio. Note that if you're using an IC718 radio, you will need to set it for AH4 tuner operation. With the Icom interface cable installed, tuning is greatly simplified. Two options are available. The first is to press and hold the tuner call button on the radio for 1 second. The radio automatically transmits a carrier while tuning. Notice that the tune LED on the radio lights up when a successful tune is complete. To bypass the tuner, press the tuner call button momentarily. The second option is to use the tune button on the AT200 PRO. Press for 1 second to begin a memory tuning cycle. Press the tune button momentarily to bypass the tuner. The Yaesu interface cable is an 1/8" stereo cable with a red connector on the radio end and a black connector on the tuner end. Both ends are marked. This cable works with FT857 and FT897 radios. To install the cable, first turn off the radio. Plug the red radio end of the cable into the ACC jack on the rear of the radio. Plug the black tuner end of the cable into the jack marked radio on the rear of the AT200 PRO. Turn on both the radio and the tuner. To tune using the Yaesu interface cable, press the tune button on the AT200 PRO for 1 second to initiate a memory tuning sequence. The control cable tells the radio to transmit a tuning carrier for the duration of the tuning cycle. As you can see, the memory tuning cycle falls through to a full tuning cycle when necessary. To force a full tuning cycle, hold the tune button for more than 2.5 seconds. Pressing the tune button momentarily will toggle the bypass mode. This concludes our 3-part AT200 PRO video instruction series. Please be sure to read your printed AT200 PRO user manual to get the most out of your new AT200 PRO tuner.